I don't know why you let me in here. This fucking mic is taller than I am. What an inconvenience. Not him, but what? This mic. Anyway, on deck, if I can uncrumple this, on deck is Luke Foreman, who I believe this is your first time. Ooh, get excited. But someone's called him a virgin. Jesus. That's rude. You probably are, though. But coming up next, give it up for everyone's favorite weird uncle, I guess, if we can call him that, David Gooch.
I went to shake his hand as he was getting off stage, and I missed by a couple of inches, and it was too awkward to say, "Hey, come, let's shake hands." That's just weird that I would be wanting to shake his hand that much. It's not like he's Simon or anything. Stand by. Oh yeah! Props. You know something's gonna happen when someone brings out props. Went the wrong way. We recently have had the NBA on a strike. And I started thinking about, well, the NBA employs, of course, the players, but there's other people selling popcorn and selling tickets and whatnot. And I thought, what about the announcers? They don't have, they can't go to Europe and be in the European Announcer League or anything like that. So this is a bit where we discover an announcer that suddenly has had some extra time to spend with his family that he wasn't planning on. And for perhaps the first time in his life, he goes to his 9-year-old daughter's piano recital, and he doesn't quite know how to act. And now we get underway here at the basement community room of the Heritage Jump Comp Center in beautiful downtown Moorhead, Minnesota. My 9-year-old daughter, performing under the name Crystal, is walking to the piano. And I assure you, she came here to play. As a bit of background information, my daughter chose the name Crystal a good 2 weeks after Crystal Palin had her latest and hopefully last 15 minutes of fame. While we wait for things to get underway, let's go down to the front row and get a word with Crystal's teacher, Miss Betty. Take it away, Sammy. We seem to be having some trouble hooking up with Sammy. We'll get that ironed out in just a minute. Crystal is wearing a calf-length navy blue dress with leg of mutton sleeves. Her dress is silk taffeta with chiffon overlay. The impure waistline is accented with a white satin sash and bow, tying together the ribbon in her hair with her white Alencian lace Peter Pan collar. The look is made complete with a pair of white patent leather Mary Jane shoes. The entire ensemble, $243 from the children's department at Macy's. This week, ask about opening a Macy's Value Card account and become eligible for special savings all over the store. She's adjusting the bench to keys distance, takes a deep breath, and nope, the bench isn't quite right, readjusting. When you get to this level, the recital is really a game of inches. Crystal gives a slight nod and smile to the audience. She's ready now. Let's give it a listen. And just like that, we are underway. Yes, Brahms' Lullaby. An excellent selection, putting the crowd at ease with its legato progressions. Many of the audience are accustomed to Brahms' Lullaby being played in C, and there's certainly nothing wrong with this warhorse of the Kinder canon being done in C major. But Crystal has challenged us to listen to this piece in G of all keys. The piece is building in intensity. The crowd is wondering, is Crystal going to take this work to mezzo forte? Let's give it a listen. Did you hear that? Just as she had us looking for a crescendo, she did a head fake and kicks it out to the perimeter. And we're up to our knees in pianissimo. And an octave higher to boot. Now, most experts advise against a third-year piano student coming to the big show with an adagio selection like Brahms' Lullaby, unless you have a monster stage show or a deep bench. And remember, Crystal is in Miss Betty's non-Asian division. I think Crystal's selection a bit too sato for the fans here tonight. Some have closed their eyes to facilitate the imagery of the piece. However, for most, the frontal drool simply indicates a breathing problem while sleeping. That pause right there was a fermata. I think she knows she's got to get this crowd back on her side or the night has the potential to get ugly. The last thing Miss Betty needs is an overturned burning police car in the parking lot of the recital hall as she looks for public funding for a new recital hall. She's made a subtle shift. The piece now with a bit of allegro. Let's listen. And just like that, Brahms' lullaby is concluded gracioso. Whoa, Wanda. Crystal's called an audible. Crystal's jumped to that classic tune from 1902, Scott Joplin's The Entertainer. Many became familiar with The Entertainer via the popular George Roy Hill caper film, The Sting, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Almost everyone is awake now. Many are lightly tapping their feet. Before the king of pop, before the king of rock and roll, even before Burger King, Scott Joplin was known as the king of the ragtime piano roll. His virtuoso rhythms were said to make young ladies lose all inhibition. Young inventors of the day, when not working on those newfangled flying machines, spent countless hours trying to get a player piano to fit into the dashboard of their father's Merry Oldsmobile. Notice the call and response motif being given room to really stretch in this part. Also notice Crystal's footwork with the sustain pedal. Crystal's crescendo treatment of this piece is in vivid contrast to her slow and sato rendering of Mr. Brahms' lullaby. Let's give it a listen. A little bit of a crescendo. The music appears to be wrapping up, however. Now, one thing for which all the greats are known is how did they finish? And did they ever win the big one? Well, here we go. Let's see if she has anything left in the tank to put this one away. Oh, she drives hard to the paint. Well, that's smoke on the water. Coach Betty's looking towards the ref. Coach Betty hopes there won't be a flag for this early 70s homage to the mothers of invention via the classic rock band Deep Purple. All right. No flag. It counts. It counts. That's it. It's over. The crowd is stunned. They're booing. No, they're not booing. They're saying Gooch. I can... Thank you. Now we go. That's for you. Oh,
You're so kind. Keep it going for David Gooch. What a performance. He sure knows how to fill a stadium.